But when you are a giver and you're able to give to somebody else and help somebody else in their circumstance, even if you don't feel like you're really in the position at that moment to do it, and you do it anyway, you have not only filled your cup, but you help fill somebody else's, and you're going to walk away from that experience richer than you were with however much money you had in your pocket. Your heart is going to be full, and it's just going to be more meaningful because you've impacted another human being. You've made a difference in their life, and who knows if that trickled down to other humans as well.
Tim Bray here, Kim Casey.
Hey guys, how are you?
Another episode of Real Estate Redefined. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome today. How are you?
I'm awesome. Is your one person there again?
No, I had 10. Remember, you had one.
I'm going to try to double mine today.
Oh, yeah?
I am. I'm going for 2.
Ooh, well, I hated to tell you, but your one actually went over to mine. You have 11.
Shoot,
no, I'm just kidding. It's hump day. We had to have a little humor for that,
I wish
right?
I could say I was surprised, but I'm not. So, we're getting towards the Christmas holiday.
We are.
Stressful.
It can be very stressful. It can be very emotional for some people.
Absolutely. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot is something that everybody has in common.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if you know exactly what that is. So whether or not you're Republican, you're Democrat, you're white, you're black, you're Hispanic, you're Jewish, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What is everybody looking for?
Happiness, right?
Yeah.
Peace, happiness.
Absolutely. And the big question is, how do you find that?
That is the big question, isn't it?
And it really is. So I think that's what everybody's trying to find. And a lot of times they're looking for it in the wrong places. A lot of times it's wealth. You know, people think that, okay, you're making $25,000 a year. And if I just double my salary, if I get to 50, will that make you happy?
I don't think so. Not necessarily. Not if you're fulfilling other areas of your life, right? That's just one aspect of your life is the wealth. And of course, it can help aspects of your life. It can help make certain areas of your life happier for sure. But what about the other voids that are there?
What are you talking about? Like your physical fitness?
Your physical fitness? Yeah. How about that? What's going on with that? If, say you've got all the money in the world, but you can't get up and go skiing or go enjoy or go walk down the road to a restaurant with your family, how happy are you about that, Tim?
It happens a lot, though. You'll see a lot of people that are billionaires that are out there. Some of the richest people in the world have just completely let themselves go. Comedian. You've got some people who have committed suicide. They look like up here as though they're as happy can be, but they've only got they're rich in one area.
That's it.
So they're rich in, wealth is there. So is it family? Is it your nutrition? What is it that makes you happy? And maybe it's balance, and I'm as much looking for those answers as well. I think we're all looking to try to figure out, how can I be the happiest person that I can be?
Right.
And that's a struggle with a lot of people.
It is a struggle with a lot of people. But, it's that action, right? Taking action. So when we lead into that, what are you doing about that? When you realize, hey, okay, I'm not happy in this area of my life. I have this bucket. It's full. It's so full, it's overflowing, as a matter of fact. Where do you go from that? When do you decide to take action to do something about it? That, I think, is the key thing in moving forward into the next phase and to getting to happiness, really.
Wow. That's so action. That's powerful. So you've got to actually do something about it. But you focus on it first. Is it almost you wake up and are you thinking about that glass that's half full? Are you thinking about, geez, I wish I had that? Or
are you in that? Are you caught up in that? I wish I could. I wish.
And focusing on what you don't have, as opposed to that being grateful, having that gratitude of what you do have.
That's so important to have, Tim.
It's funny in hiking a portion of the Long Trail, which is, a small segment of the Appalachian Trail. It's like you hike for 13, 14, 15 miles a day. And at first it's amazing. It's like this great experience. You're like, this is what I need to do. This is what I want to do. This is where I should be. And then it starts raining, and you're like, oh man, this is getting, how many miles do I have to go? And then, the next day you come across maybe a shelter at mile 10. You're not quite there yet. You're like, that shelter is the most important thing to you in the world, and it makes you happy.
All of a sudden.
Right. But if you looked at that shelter during a rainstorm that's wide open on one side, it's just an A-frame, you'd have been like, there's no way I'm ever staying in that thing. But in your circumstance, it becomes the best thing that ever happened to you.
So where are you now? That's what's so important, right? Where are you now, and where can you meet yourself now?
And it's always changing, right?
It's always changing. That's why we have to be current every day.
One of the things that I try to do is I try to wake up in the morning, and first thing I do is just have gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to achieve that day?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful for what I have. And I want to be grateful for the people I work with. I want to be for my family, for my friends, for strangers.
Exactly. Especially strangers. It spills over, because when you can be grateful for that, then you've really filled your cup all the way, I feel like.
So what do you...
and what are you doing when you say, you wake up and you feel grateful? Are you actively sitting there and thinking about what you're grateful for? And are you taking action steps to say, all right, things that you want to be grateful for?
Absolutely. So I'm putting it out there. It's almost like the secret.
The
Everybody hears the secret.
It's manifesting, right?
So it's you are. And it's funny, if you focus, and you've said a couple of key words that are just, I'm like blown away. Focus, meaning, action. So if you have those three and you put them together, it's like you've created this cycle that's just going. It'd be hard to stop. It's like a train, right? It's hard to stop. Like once it gets going.
It's got fuel.
But you just mentioned something in your last statement about giving. You said giving.
Giving. So giving is the baseline for everything. And I think giving is the bottom line ultimately of how we achieve our happiness. Right there.
What do you mean?
Well, okay. When you think about all the philanthropists, all of the big people that have, I guess, all the money in the world per se, what do they do? What are they known for? A lot of them, they give it away. And what do they say? They say that makes them happier than building all the money, working so hard to make all the money and giving it away. And why? Because when you're able to help, I get chills talking about this stuff, guys. Y'all know me. I get chills when I talk about stuff that's so meaningful to me. But when you are a giver and you're able to give to somebody else and help somebody else in their circumstance, even if you don't feel like you're really in the position at that moment to do it, and you do it anyway, you have not only filled your cup, but you help fill somebody else's. And you're going to walk away from that experience richer than you were with however much money you had in your pocket. Your heart is going to be full, and it's just going to be more meaningful because you've impacted another human being. You've made a difference in their life, and who knows if that trickled down to other humans as well.
Isn't that the juice?
It is the juice. The juice is the giving.
So, and I look back, we can go way back. Look at when this country was formed during the Industrial Revolution. We have Andrew Carnegie, who was out there, one of the most ruthless business people in the entire world. Richest, by the way.
He was at his time, he was the richest. But what did he do?
So he got to a point there in his life where he's like, geez, I've got all this money. I've got everything.
Everything.
But what brought him happiness?
He gave it away.
He did. He gave it away. Now we look at Bill Gates.
He was kind of the one that started all of this, right?
Yeah. So
people looked at him like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And so I think we just went full circle. We went through the whole gamut. But it's up to you. Can't make somebody else happy.
No.
I can't make somebody else happy. I think that we always try to do that if we focus on ourselves, which kind of seems selfish to me. I've always thought that's selfish. Like, what am I? I want to focus on other people, not myself.
To an extent, you have to fill your cup to give to others. So that goes back to taking care of your personal self, your fitness and all of that. You do have to be selfish to some capacity. So I'll push back on that.
I like that.
Yeah, I think we do need to be a little bit selfish. I do. And within that, we're going to be able to really, really fill our cups. And within that, that's when we overflow and we can give and we can give. And you know what? When our cups are empty and we give anyway, guess what? You probably just filled your cup by doing that.
This is powerful. So I think what this is going to lead us into, I'm going to go back to, this is the juice, right? This is the jam. So we've got to continue this conversation, but please, people, get involved with this conversation, especially this time of year is tough for people.
It is. Reach out if you need someone to talk to, and let us know what you're grateful for too. I'm really curious to see. I think we all have different places that we are in our lives, and I'm just being really curious to see what you're grateful for.
Thank you, Kim. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim.